thumbnail. Check 1, 2. Oh fuck! I think the mic is not working. Hello, hello, hello. Ah, it's the wrong mic again. Fuck it. What is up, guys? This is John Killingsworth here, and today I want to talk to you about the truth, because this is what most of this channel is about. Sort of, I guess, the dark side of self-development. And I think to develop yourself, it's not enough to just wish for the best, sort of like law of attraction type of mindset, where you always wish for the best to come to you. I think it's fine, to have big dreams, to see ahead and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're always gonna go back to reality. You gotta ask yourself, what is objectively true about the situation right now? What is the truth? You ask yourself that repeatedly. What is the other side of the coin that I'm not willing to look at? What is the, what is the thing that I'm afraid to look at? So it could be, for example, your life right now. Maybe you have a decent job, maybe you have decent friends, maybe you even have a decent health, but nothing about it really appeals to you. But you don't really acknowledge it. You just kind of like sweep it under the rug, and you tell yourself, oh, you know what? Well, I'm happy anyways. I've got my job. I've got some money in the bank. I've got some friends. I don't have a girlfriend yet, and I haven't gotten laid in 5 years. But hey, it'll come someday, right? This type of some people are genuinely happy just with like some a normal average life. But I would say that, like, of all those people that claim that they're happy with their average life, secretly, silently are suffering behind the mask that they put on at work, behind the appearances that they have. They tell themselves, I'm happy, but at the end of the day, the refusal to look at the truth is really at the root cause of their suffering. And they keep repeating this suffering. They tell themselves, everything is okay. I'll just be happy now. And it just continues on like that. And I think to break that cycle of fantasy and escapism, is to constantly, every single day, ask yourself this: what is the best thing I can do right now with my life? Even if it's the hardest thing to do in the entire world, even if all your emotions are against you, I think pursuing the truth requires that you make certain sacrifices. You know, you have to sacrifice sort of immediate pleasure right now. You have to sacrifice your time, some of the time, even some relationships that are perhaps not panning out the way you wanted. You have to sacrifice that so you can pursue the truth. Maybe you have to sacrifice relationships with shitty friends that are not supporting you. Maybe your high school friends that just love to do the usual things, but you want to go on your path to improvement, and they're all holding you down. Or a manipulative husband or a manipulative wife that just wants to get sucking the life out of you, and you're kind of stuck with them, whatever that is. And I think the greater pleasures are in pursuing that truth for yourself, finding your authentic truth for yourself, um, no matter what the consequences are, really. And obviously, truth is a very subjective word. The truth for you might be very different than what it is for me, and obviously, whatever is true right now, it could change. So right now you could say, "Oh, global warming is gonna, it's bad for the earth and shit," which is pretty true. But maybe in 10 years, Elon Musk would have found something that helps. I don't know. So truth is always subjective to you, but I think you always got to find your own truth, what is important to you, what matters to you, and you find that. So yeah, what do you guys think? 4 people here. What's up? Hello, guys. If you have questions, don't be shy. I don't bite, even though I look like freaking anonymous with a mask and I can eat people and shit like that. But don't worry, I'm not Illuminati yet. Maybe. Anyways, but yeah, I think honestly, with yourself, it's really important. And if you go, let's say, on the you go on like TV shows or whatever, or you go on you look interviews of famous people on the TV or whatever, and they seem to be very authentic on the outside, and they seem very truthful, like they're honest with themselves. But are they actually are they actually always true? Because or let's also take salesmen for example. Some marketers are like, oh, this is the truth about me, this is what happened, this is my story, and this is me being vulnerable with you and stuff like that. Well, while it might all be true, sometimes uh, pretending to be honest, pretending to be very truthful, or being very vulnerable could be just a tactic kind of to seduce you into buying their shit. So if you admit, if you have to admit to other people, or you know, if you have to admit to other people that you're being true, then maybe you're not actually being true. So, be careful with that sort of catch 22 thing. Yes, the sound is probably low because fucking the mic is having problems, and I thought I connected my mic, but it doesn't seem connected, and it sucks. But you know what? I'll do my best right now to chat as loud as I fucking hell, yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I'll just talk louder. Fuck it. And next live stream, I'll try to make it work. So then this mic actually works. So fuck this mic right now. So yeah. Oh fuck. Okay. Fuck it. I got it. I got it. So yeah. The truth, guys. Cultivate the truth for yourself. Don't let social conditioning program that truth into you. Don't let social conditioning tell you what is the truth. Find the truth for yourself. And I think that's what we all gonna strive for in personal development. And even in the personal development sphere, sometimes there's some teachers that tell you, "Oh, this is how it is. This is how you grow yourself." For example, in the pickup artist community and stuff like that, they try to convince you of a specific truth, and it's almost like a small social conditioning. So social conditioning being what society tries to program you into believing, or a specific group tries to program you into believing. So it's sort of like I guess another truth, let's just say. So and they sell you on that, and you believe that this is how life is. This is how I grow myself, and then you follow those coaches or whatever that teach you a bunch of stuff, which might actually work, which might actually be good. But at the end of the day, you're still not thinking for yourself. What is the truth for you? What is your truth? What matters to you, right? You guys watching this right now, what matters to you? Let me know in the comments. Don't be shy. Let me know, and pursue that, really. Not what I'm saying that is true, not whatever this guy is saying that is true, or not whatever coach says that is true, or whatever school teacher tells you that is true. What is your truth? What matters to you? Because that's how you're gonna live, man. Freaking that's how it is. And the truth sometimes. Oh, you have a question here. So what you're saying is to think more like an introvert and find your own path in life. Interest of following what others instead of following what others think of you. I think, yeah, actually that's pretty accurate. I think many people, they follow what others would think is good. They don't follow their own path towards goodness. So I think there are many reasons why we follow other people. So one reason could be that we are afraid to we're afraid to rock the boat. We're afraid that other people will think that we're like crazy and shit. Like, oh my god, I'm wearing a mask on the internet. Holy shit, must be some crazy psychopath and shit. But whatever you believe is true, you should follow it, and develop this sort of independent mind, self-reliant type of mindset. Because the more the more dependent you are on others, whether it's physically dependent, right, like financially dependent, or emotionally dependent, like psychologically dependent on a specific idea or whatever, the weaker you will be, right? So if you rid yourself of dependencies, whatever you're dependent on, the stronger you'll become. And I think this is what's lacking in our society is we need more artists, more people that do art, more people that think authentically and stuff like that, and find their own way of life. So find your own path in life. Yes, I see. Awesome. I see that too. That's what I've been noticing for a very long time. You know, since I was very little, I always thought like, you know what, I wanna. I think you know what I think all of us, when we are, when we're young, all the way to high school and stuff like that, we sort of follow along everyone. People tell us what to do. We go to school and stuff like that. We just follow along the teachers. We follow along what our parents want us to do. We follow along whatever the world wants us to do. And, we don't really think much for ourselves because, when we're the younger we are, the more dependent we are, especially when we're children. And like the more it reinforces, the more dependencies you grow as you get into teenage years and stuff like that, and you're still, and this is when the boat just kind of tips. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump off that boat and just swim to whatever island I want. And that teenage spirit, I think, is fucking fabulous. It's wonderful. I think it's one of the most beautiful periods of your life, probably at the adolescence. And then when you become adults, then you slowly kind of lose that spark, and you call adolescence immature. You say that, oh well, adolescents, or they're rebels because they're just immature and shit and whatever, which certain things are immature, but at the same time, it's like the modern adult now is like back to being a sort of like back to, it's like many of us, instead of like going from adolescence to adulthood, kind of just like take adolescence and childhood and mix it together, and they call it adulthood. So it's like, like, oh, they like resent society because they have to live by its rules, but they still want the dependence of they want to be dependent on their parent, whatever. So then they go find a job, a 9 to 5, and like, oh yeah, I'm good now, I'm good now, whatever. But you're still dependent, still dependent. And I don't know why I'm getting with this, but I think we should all think about it. That's why I had to get away from organized religion. It's all about control and fear. Oh yeah, religion is a big thing. Um, Definitely, but I don't think only religion actually. Many things that are sort of like have a group that fosters some sort of group. So it could be school, could be any institution, could be religion, like you said. It could even be this channel right now. This channel is like an organized, organized, not organized religion, but like if you look at the, let's say, the comment section, and you guys kind of like, we build a little community. I even have a Facebook group. It could almost turn into like some religion cult thing. And even here, guys, don't get entangled that thinking that everything that I say is true, because it might not be. Hello, nameless. I have a question. If you could give me some advice, of course, go ahead. Sycophantic. All here for you guys. So yeah, guys, if you have questions, don't be shy. I know like eight or so of you guys are here. So you guys got like some private VIP access right now while you're live, because all the other people, they're going to be in the comment section and like ask questions last minute because they missed the live stream. So shoot ahead, bitches. It's all about the truth today, guys. What is the truth? What do you think is the truth? Is the truth to be a superhero? You could be a superhero in your own way. You don't have to fly like Superman to be a superhero. You don't have to punch villains in the face. You can be a superhero by, let's say, you want to contribute your best to the world. Let's say you want to paint beautiful paintings and just inspire the world to see the beauty of the world. That's the world being a superhero, which is awesome. So find your way to contribute to the world in the most truthful way that you can, the most truthful thing that you can. And actually, I just remembered an idea. You know, I talk about truth a lot on this channel and stuff like that. Truth is important, but some people actually this is a very important point, nuanced point. So if you're gonna look at very go for the truth in your life, consider this: truth does not necessarily mean empowerment. So you could look for the truth, you can find the truth, but you can turn it into something that's not empowering, right? So for example, there's this group called MGTOW. If you know about MGTOW, let me know. It's that group that takes every fact about female psychology, about women, and they take the worst of the worst, right? They're true facts. Like they try to be as scientific as they can. And while some of it is true, while some facts of it are true, while some statistics are true, at the end of the day, it's not really fostering something that's helping you grow, you know? So, in this light, when you're looking for the truth, always try to make sure that you're helping yourself. Always try to make sure that you're growing yourself, that you're not just finding some other rationalization that the world is unfair. Because you can find so much truth about how the world is so unfair, how the world is manipulating you and shit like that. Society just wants your money and shit. But at the end of the day, you gotta take this truth and turn it into something empowering. So for anything that you find, let's say in the news, let's say wherever you go, in books, in TV shows, in films or whatever, in documentaries, find you know the, find a kernel of truth, but also find a kernel of possibility of positivity, what you can use to grow yourself. So for example, for MGTOW, they say, oh, women are very manipulative, whatever shit, and then turn it into something that, oh, you can't talk to girls anymore, whatever, they're mean and whatever. And you got the pickup artist route that are like, well, girls act like this, so how can you manipulate it into them liking you? So and there's different ways, and then some other group are like, well, women are kind of like this, but you should we're all different, and men are also, they also have their flaws, and let's all be equal and loving and equanimous. Do you see? There's three different interpretations, or even thousands, for the same exact truth. So whatever truth you're looking at, whatever you're looking for, find what works, find what's good. I believe you should be your own authentic self without stepping on other people's toes. Do you, but respect others. Yep, exactly it. You should be as authentic as you can, as yourself as you can. And yeah, you know what? Even if you step on some toes by accident, just because you're authentically being yourself, it's not the end of the world, actually. Even if you step on a few toes, as long as you don't step on everyone's toes and you don't like annoy everyone and shit like that. But you step on a few toes, it's not the end of the world. Some people might get pissed off, might get mad or whatever. But hey, at the end of the day, you're doing your thing. And if your ultimate goal is not to hurt people, and to do good, then hey, for example, this video, I might offend some people that are, in some of those religions, communities, whatever, and they think like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, who the fuck does he think? So I'm stepping on their toes. But hey, like sometimes you're gonna displease some people, and it's just gonna happen. And if it's just a natural manifestation of who you are, it's not the end of the world. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap up this live stream now. It's almost 19 minutes. If you have a question, shoot it now, because I'm gonna end it right now. So, but if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll leave you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next. Oh, here's a question. Can you give me advice on reconnecting with old friends? Old friends. Yeah, I had to do that actually for a while, where there was some old friends of mine that I haven't seen in a while, because of college that came in university, and yeah, you just kind of message them like, hey, it's been a long time, maybe we should speak. And it depends. It'll depend on how much they've grown or how much they've changed. Do they still relate to you? Do they still understand you? Sometimes when you rekindle with an old friend, it might not work out. They might think that you're too different from them, and it might not work out. Or some people, they might actually want to hang out with you. I remember one of my best friends, childhood friends. When I started learning pickup and game, he just, we were really close, and then he just slowly drifted away. He never told me why. And some people, some old friends, you just have to accept you will never be friends with them again, and that's just how it is. And you'll meet new people, on the way. So, but if you want to rekindle with them, just message them, call them, and be like, hey, it's very simple, like anybody else, really, depending on how close you were, obviously. What do you think of religion? What do I think of religion? I think every religion has like an underlying message that's very positive and good. But the problem with religion is when it turns into dogma, like rules, very strict rules that tell you, hey, you can't eat this, you can't do that, or you can't do this, or you can do that. You should do this every day. You should not do this every day. And I mean, if there's like a legitimate reason for personal growth in those rules and restrictions, then sure, go ahead. And if you believe in them, sure. But if you just don't dogmatically follow it because you've only dogmatically followed, just because since you were a child you were convinced that this is the way to go, then this is just how no, it's not really gonna help you. It's just gonna be limiting you. So yeah. Can you give me advice on reconnecting with old friends and old girls? I mean, old girlfriends. Actually, I had to do that too. Just make sure that if they're your friends, if you want to make female friends, make sure that it is on a on a friendship level. Because I made that mistake, reconnecting with girls that I haven't talked to in a while, and they thought that I wanted to fuck them, but I just wanted to be friends with them because it's good to have a social circle of people. So make sure that that it's to be friends. I had a girl that liked me, but then fell out with me because I was with someone at the time. Oh, okay, so romantically interested. I had a girl because I was with someone at the time. Well, plan a date with her. Be like, hey, it's been a while. Let's just hang out or something. And tell her sorry. I haven't talked to you for a while. Things got hectic. And yeah, how to hold your frame in an interaction. How to hold your frame? Well, it's kind of how to hold your frame in an interaction. It's kind of like asking, okay, how do you stand like this and don't move? Like, stand this very, just don't move. That's what you're asking. So you just kind of hold it. It's like, how do you hold this phone? You hold it and you practice. It's like having good posture. I'd say. Most people have bad posture, and they carry this bad posture every day of their life like this, and that's just the overall frame that they project in an interaction or whatever with whoever else. And yeah, it's just a matter of like, hey, you know um you can, I'm talking physically here, but you can have an analogy with like, frame, like I guess psychologically your frame is stronger than other people. You believe strongly in what you believe. Just kind of, you know um it's it comes with really thinking that you're the shit, and not in a narcissistic way, but like, in sort of like a you know in a way that's empowering, and you find, I guess, realistic evidence that you're the shit. Realistic evidence, real evidence that whatever you believe, like, it is really awesome, and you convince yourself that it is awesome. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. What got you into pickup? I suck with girls, basically. Hey, nameless John. Hey, Alexandra. How are you doing? I've been watching your live streams a lot. Glad to see you here one time. I see what you mean about religion. Depending on how it's used can make people very restricted or useful in self-development. Yes, I think any type of social group, not necessarily religion, anything that's ideological or whatever, doesn't like any of them. Like it could be school, it could be whatever, has its sort of cap. It's sort of like a plateau. And if you get stuck there and you don't move to, let's say, a new institution, or you don't open yourself up to different ideas, you get stuck there. And if you get stuck there, then you're not going to grow, and your self development will just plateau here. So you'll be like, let's say you practice, you're a Christian, you're a very compassionate person, you love your neighbor, love your I don't remember everything about it, but you know be very empathetic of others. But then that if that's all you are, then how what about your health? What about social skills? What about financial success? Those things are at least somehow important. um, how do you game when you've been home all day doing analytical work and you're very logical and not in a social mode? That's hard, man. Like this is the story of me, basically. Like like most of my time is spent like on this computer, and I because I have two screens, I'm looking in both, and I just edit the shit out of my life on this computer. That's all I fucking do. That's mostly what I do. And how do I get out? I just you can get warmed up when you don't feel like it. And for example, on the bus line, you can ask the person next to you, "Hey, so do you know the schedule of the bus? Like, is it coming soon or whatever?" Like, "Oh, I don't know." Whatever. You talk to people like that. You banter around, and it doesn't have to be. You don't have to hit on every girl. You could just be social. Put yourself in a bright mood, and then it's just easier to. It's this is how you sort of get in a more you will slowly get lubricated. So yeah, you sort of you just interact. I don't think there's any other way around it. What's your thoughts on personality? Ooh, personality. What is my personality? Is it this mask? I don't know. Personality shifts. It's shifting all the time, and I think as you grow, your personality will shift with the time. So in childhood, you have a certain personality. Adolescence, you change a little. Adulthood, you change a little. And I think it's something that will always change. Maybe that's why I wear this mask. So then this is just sort of that's what you see, the idea that's a constant, but the person behind this mask always changes. The mask will always be you know it, that's the idea of this channel. This is how it is, but the person behind it, one day will feel like this, one day will feel like that, one day will feel confident, one day will feel shy, one day won't feel like talking to the camera, one day will be like the freaking boss, whatever shit. So that's how it is. Advice for awkward silence when talking to people that don't really engage in the conversation. Hmm, awkward silence, yeah. Mm, well, you just keep talking. Uh, find if they're awkward, make sure you don't ask like some very personal question to them, like, also, whatever thing about your grandmother that passed away. Hey, I'm gonna like poke you on that. No, just keep it chill, like on light topics, especially if they're awkward. Keep it lighthearted and fun. And it's okay if you talk like 80% of the time and they only say yes, no, haha. You can help them out. Make sure you talk about things that they want to hear. They want to talk about whatever they want to talk about, and kind of gear it towards, uh, you know, uh, talking about what interests them. Because maybe they're awkwardly silent because they don't know, like they don't know you, but they know about themselves. So if they know about themselves, they could tell you about themselves or whatever. There are many different. It really changes depending on the person. Some people just don't like to talk about themselves. Like me, for example, I like to let people talk. So when it's awkwardly silent, I just ask a big open-ended question and I just shut up and listen. And that's how I do it. If you're a very talkative person, you might be the one who talks. Me, I like to be the one who listens. So, changes for people. Come to a festival in the US. Yes, I should, eh? Fucking come to a festival. And you know what? Fuck it. This summer, I'm gonna look up festivals this summer, and fuck it. I'm gonna USA music festivals. Well, what do you have going on this year? What do you have going on this year? Ooh, I gotta go. Come to EDC. EDC, it's very soon, huh? Because I just got a new job. I gotta find a way to like sneak out of that job so I can come. But I'll let you guys update it to what festivals I go, and just whatever, just message me, hit me up if you wanna come with or whatever. You're gonna be in the video or whatever. Awesome. Hey, funny thing by the way, guys. I wanna like at the beginning of the live stream we were like four, five, six people. And at like the 20-minute mark, you know what I told you guys? I told you guys, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. This is the end. And as soon as I said that, all of you guys started asking questions. Now, what does that show about power and social dynamics? It shows that what isn't scarcity, like when it becomes scarce, a resource becomes scarce, you all rush like, oh, I have a question, I have a question, I have a question. But when I started the live stream, I'm like, oh, I'm just here. He's gonna be here for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so I'll keep my questions for the end. But see what I did? So yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.